Big game Jesse P taking on the giant from Kazakhstan. I'm your host, Good Energy, guys. As always, this coverage is brought to you via the Doctrine of Fair Use, the Fair Dealing in the Digital, Millennium Mac, and the USA is up in this bit. Running things. Jessica Pegula, despite Coco being out, we still have 2 Americans left. But the giant from Kazakhstan, if she has a say in that, this is going to be tough. Elena Rybakina, ladies and gentlemen, quietly having an amazing season. Drama without her coach. Now he's back, and she wants to run the table in Saudi Arabia. We're going to start with Jessie P, guys. Against Coco, we saw the slow ball. We saw the low ball. We saw the consistency, and we saw her use Coco's athletic ability against her, right? Very consistent. Last time out against Jasmine Paolini, a couple aces, but 83% of her first serves won, 82% of her second serves won, 4 for 9 on break points. And I just felt Jasmine, look, I'll be transparent with you. I don't think she showed up. When you know you're eliminated, yeah, you can play bracket buster, but I didn't see the energy out of her. Now, against Aryna Sabalenka, let's talk about Coco. The RPMs, right? You see the slow ball, and Pegula said it, and I love this from her. Look, she said, look, I'm not doing cardio. I'm not running anything, right? In terms of training. She doesn't like to jog. She doesn't like to run. And she says she plays at about 70% of her capability. But she's darn good at it. And we see these low balls. They're very tough to return. You've never seen Coco hit so many balls wide and long. A couple even went in the stands, right? She's going to need to incorporate that today because Elena Rybakina, I just feel overall, she has so much power and she stretches the court so wide and long. And yes, Pegula does own the head-to-head. And by the way, Pegula owns the head-to-head against the majority of the players left, Elena Rybakina and Amanda Anisimova. But I want to talk about Elena Rybakina as well, okay? Look, very, very good win against Iga Swiatek. And I just think overall, she's got the power that a lot of opponents, they're just not used to dealing with, right? They're not used to dealing with that type of power, and it frustrates them, right? Because it makes them have to play deeper and faster. Elena Rybakina against Aryna, 6 aces, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, 6 aces. She won 77% of her first serves, 65% of the second serve. And when she faced Amanda Anisimova, 5 aces, again, 77% of her first serves won. It's going to be tough, very, very tough for Pegula to overcome this. Even though she's played Elena Rybakina well in the past, I think personally, Elena Rybakina is going to win this match. I just think it's her time. She needs to be thrust back into the spotlight. The tourists kind of forgot about her with all the drama, and I think she's going to win this match. Now, I do want to take a look at Amanda Anisimova and Aryna Sabalenka as well. Now, when Amanda faced Iga Swiatek, right, a lot of people thought after she dropped the first set, it was over. But Amanda shows you her mental toughness, and she talked about that in the post-match interview. She said, look, I've won so many 3-set matches this year, and I think we're forgetting that when she's on her game, when she's mentally focused, she is clearly one of the best in the world. That's why she's here. But when I say when she's one of the best in the world, I'm talking probably, aside from her ranking, I'm talking probably top 3, right? There's not many players on tour that can defend her power. And I think, again, despite not having the head-to-head advantage against Pegula, I think she could beat Pegula in this tournament. I think she could beat Rybakina, and she's already proven that she can defeat Sabalenka. She owns that head-to-head 6-4. Sabalenka last time out against, I want to say, just against Coco, right? We saw her frustrated for most of that match, right? Just getting spun all the way around, just getting literally just all these passing shots at the net, just being somewhat embarrassed, right? And then bringing a lot of it on herself with the facial expressions, yelling at her camp. but I felt she weathered the storm, right? She had big aces when she needed to, and she was consistent winning the first serve. 78% of her first serves won for, I'd say, the later part of the first set and pretty much the second set. 67% on the second serve. 3 for 6 on breakpoint opportunities. Against Pegula, it did go 3 sets. That was a very ugly match, and I think the short balls just mixing up, keeping things on the center line. Only about 60% of her first serves won for most of that match. She did pull through on the second serve, winning 65% of those. And the numbers in the second set, I don't think they really tell a full story because Coco didn't really play. Like she knew she needed to win the first set, right? She's not going to win. Even if she won in 3, she wasn't going to win the percentage of games. So she was going to be eliminated. She had to win in straight sets. So I felt Coco probably didn't play her hardest in the second set. I mean, why? Your season's over. You don't want to risk injury or something like that. So the second set doesn't really tell a story. But I do feel that first set, again, going back to Australia, the set in the match was on Coco's racket. So I felt Sabalenka, she didn't really do anything to win those sets. I felt just Coco's, like the backhand, again, 2 unfortunate shots. That's not anything Sabalenka did. 2 unfortunate shots that lost her both sets in Australia and here in Saudi Arabia. But I do feel overall, I think Amanda, she has the power. She plays very fast and aggressively to frustrate Sabalenka. And she's going to need to do that today. So I think Elena Rybakina is going to defeat Pegula, right? Which is not common. Pegula's dominated that head-to-head. And I think Amanda Anisimova is going to defeat Aryna Sabalenka. And we're going to have Amanda and we're going to have Elena in the final. And that's going to be fireworks. Tennis in a minute. Get your popcorn, folks. More tennis to be played. We'll be back.